Well, we're here with Coach McComb and Oak Mountain Eagles. Coach, who did you bring with you today?
Left over here is Charlie Vaccarello, sophomore quarterback. Bradley Hazlett is going to be a senior offensive lineman and defensive lineman. Marty Myrick's senior running back. Jaden Aparicio Bailey, he's going to be a junior defensive back and receiver. And Clay Mills is going to be a junior defensive back.
Awesome. So Coach and the players as well, what's the excitement been like going into this season?
Excitement going into this season. It's football season, so that's usually exciting as just pretty normal. But for us, it's year 3. It's the change of the culture that we've had. I think everybody's expectations are very clear on what is expected on a daily process, which usually takes a couple years. Our numbers are up drastically. We're up to 134 players. We had 80 when I first got there, so almost doubled the program, which is good. Just the work ethic and everything that the boys bring every day, and just the expectations are there. So it's practice. Everything is more exciting. And this is the first year we're talking about making the playoffs, so which I think is a very good possibility for us if we go out and execute the way we can and need to, and also stay healthy is pretty important for us with our depth.
Awesome. To each of you guys, the players, or a couple, since I know there's 5 of y'all, what's been the biggest change that you've seen from last year going into this year? Obviously, there were a lot of changes going from year 1 to year 2 under Coach, but I'm curious to see how you guys have developed going into this year.
I feel like the biggest change going to our 3rd year is the first year, nobody really wanted to put effort into it and show that they really wanted it. Everybody just looked at it as a game. And then now going into it is people actually want to play because they see we have the potential to win and do things that nobody else expected us to do. So I feel like that's more so what I'm excited.
I'll touch one more thing real quick. I mean, last year we didn't even talk about making the playoffs. We talked about just getting respect in our area, which I think we did. We only won 4 games, but winnable games for us last year was Hoover, Prattville. We were right in it with Hillcrest. We were in it till the 4th quarter with Vestavia Hills. So, there was 4 other games that we were very, very competitive with, and also could have come out there with a win just as easily as we didn't. So, big focus this year has been about winning the close games and finishing things, which we're starting to do in the fall camp. But I think it's exciting for this year to be talking about making the playoffs in our region, and hopefully on a consistent basis moving forward.
Awesome.
I would definitely say what changes is our leadership. You can see top guys or the older guys taking a step in leadership role. And I would say the culture, kids coming into practice, wanting to practice, and knowing they can go into the season, knowing they can prove people wrong. That's great.
Awesome. For you guys as a whole, I know obviously making the playoffs has been a big goal since this new staff came in, but obviously year in and year out, this region is always one of the toughest around. So how do you guys continue to go to work each day knowing that the standard of success is so high, and also just stay motivated throughout the season as you guys face those difficult challenges, even with as talented of a team as you guys have? Well,
First of all, our region is the toughest region. It's not one of the toughest regions, that's a fact. But besides that, if you're going to play football, you want to play against the best people, so we play against the best the state has to offer. That's what competitors want to do. It's why I took the job. It's why these guys still continue to show up every day. It's because they know they get to compete against the best in our state and hoping to prove that we're one of them. But we also have some pretty good players ourselves. Our biggest thing this year is depth. Can we stay healthy throughout the year to just be able to compete throughout the entirety of our region, have a chance for the playoffs? But there's no doubt about it that we have some of the best players, if not some of the best players in our region and in our state. So we can go out and compete. I feel this year we just got to stay healthy and continue to execute at the level that we need to do to be successful.
Coach, you had a big 1-2 punch last year at quarterback and running back. Now you got Charlie there in the sophomore. What have you seen in his game?
We had the exact person that we needed to have last year to be successful. Will Odell was a fantastic player for us. We were young on the offensive line. We had Marty the last year back there that was banged up the entire year, had 2 high ankle sprains. And we had one receiver that was really effective for all 10 games. So we needed somebody that could just take over games, which we had. This year, we have 4 offensive linemen back. We have Marty back healthy. We've gotten some good depth in sacks. Behind him is going to be a junior that was out last year. And we also using some crossover guys between Jaden and Colby, and Case and Lemon's coming out from basketball back to come out and play football at 6'3" and a great athlete. Knight's back, Brewer's back. I think we have more athletes, a lot more athletes surrounding the quarterback and better protection up front than we had last year, which is going to allow us to be more of a well-rounded offense. Vaccarella has a lot of potential to be a very successful quarterback. I think he's got great arm talent. He's smart. He's a competitor. He's got an it factor about him, and he's a strong runner. Obviously, we've got to be limiting on how much we do that this year to keep him healthy. But with him, it's going to be how fast he can grow up and how smart he can be with the football early in the season, being a young quarterback. But he definitely has the tools to be a very good one.
What was it about him that made him emerge over those 2 other candidates that y'all had for quarterback?
Exactly what I just said about him, just overall being a good competitor. I mean, he's going to compete every day. Borland went down with an injury. Lewis is still competing every day, and just right now I feel like, I brought back Relics. I want to bring a quarterback, and he is the one running with the first rap right at the moment. So it's still a competition. They're still getting pushed every day, and making sure that he's going to be at the top of his game. But he's a competitor, and when I mean that is, a lot of people say he's a competitor, but I think he can go out and make a mistake and then come back the very next play and play like it never happened, which is important as a young quarterback. But it's also important to learn how to be smart with football early in your career. So we've got to find a way to give him a lot of early success, and hopefully he can grow up and mature quickly as we get into region play, Game 3 against Prattville.
Sounds good. I want to pass it down to Charlie to get his thoughts. Obviously, I know you and Carson are still kind of going at it, but what has it been like just now kind of having sort of the keys of the offense, starting to work with the first team, and how have you started seeing some growth as you've got more of those first team reps in practice?
Yeah, we have a lot of old people up front. Marty helps me much in the backfield. Good receivers that just kind of make me comfortable. Being young, not really just like throwing straight into it, but I have a lot of confidence. I'm not scared being up front. I have a bunch of protection. Marty helps me out. Receivers are really, really good. So I feel like I'm really comfortable and confident. Early on and going into the first game, hopefully keep that going.
Sounds good.
What about leadership? I mean, you being a sophomore, how do you take leadership at quarterback?
Yes, sir. I got to lead the offense. Every play, get people going. I feel like they all trust me. Even being younger, I feel like I've gained a lot of trust over the off season, and I trust all of them. We all got our backs. So.
Bradley and Marty, I want to turn it to you guys. Obviously, run game was a pretty key part of it last year, and with you guys returning so much experience there, what have you guys done to take it to the next level and to help strengthen that part of the offense just even more?
I mean, we practice running every day, steps, footwork with the O-lineman. We work with the running backs almost the whole practice. So I believe that with the practice that we put in, that we're going to have a really solid running game this year.
My main thing working on for the run game this year is making sure I'm healthy, and then making sure that I stay on top of the O-line to make sure that everything we do in the run game is up to par, so we can go out there and what I'm doing can benefit them and what they're doing can benefit me.
Sounds good. Jaden and Clay, I want to turn it to you guys really quick. Flip it over to the defensive side. Obviously, while the offense took a big leap last year, this is still a defense that was giving up 35 points a game last year. With that in mind, what have you guys been working on over the offseason specifically to address some of those defensive shortcomings, and how do you think that you'll be better this year than you were last year?
I feel like we really haven't changed nothing. Saying our defense was broken last year, I say we keep on maintaining this confidence we have and the brotherhood we're building with these guys, especially in the back end with me and Clay. We're returning mostly everybody. We barely had any seniors leaving, so it's a very mature group, very smart group, and we're just ready to compete against the top guys in our region.
Adding Coach Jett really give us good work and give us stuff to work on, and I feel like we've really improved in our footwork and our confidence. And only having 2 seniors leave, we have experience. We're all coming back, and so we're just ready to work.
Coach Allen.
I'll touch on that a little bit about the defense. There's a lot of things last year defensively that I don't think people realize. You look at just straight points scored in a high school defense, points allowed. That's fantastic. But in a program that's growing and how you do things, there's more to look at it. Our defense was not bad, last year. We gave up a lot of big plays. There was not a lot of driven scores against us. We held Vestavia 14 going into the 4th quarter. We held Hoover to 21 points till a big play at the very end of the game with no offensive production that game.
Right.
We gave up 6 points against Pelham, and they actually had negative 50 yards that game against our first-ranked defense. We put in all backups when they scored 20.
Right.
Briarwood's 4 touchdowns were on 4 big broken plays. Prattville's 5 touchdowns were on 5 broken plays. So we did a decent job in stopping the run last year. We did a good job getting after the quarterback last year. We just had 3 guys in the secondary that had never played in the secondary, and some of them were just second year playing football, period. And we were very young. We returned 9 starters. And Jay was out the first 6 games as well. We only played 4 games last year too, so we were losing him as well. So we brought back 9 guys plus him from last year, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think defensively, and we also hiring Coach Jett defensive back position was huge. Last year I was head coach. I had to coordinate the defense. I had to coach all 5 spots in the defense secondary. Every head coach in our league is just a head coach. So getting Jett as a defensive back coach helped out drastically. I was able to hire Coach Barnett as our new defense coordinator. Obviously, my hands are all over it. We work tight every single day together, and we script together. But that takes a lot off my shoulders, and now I'm just coaching the Mike and the Will, so the inside backers. So I think from a coaching standpoint, we brought a lot of help to the table. We returned a lot of guys that have a lot of talent and now have a lot of experience, which is going to allow us to not have those broken plays, number 1, and number 2, do what we did last year, but we just added a lot of different things that we're doing now this year. So our defense was very, very simple last year. This year we've got experience, more complexity, and better coaching. Hopefully that'll lead to less explosive plays and more big plays for us. I think we can have a pretty darn good defense this year.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach, you said you got 9 guys coming back.
Yes, and back to the offense part of something. Coach Holder did a fantastic job building the offense last year in his first year as OC around Will Odell. This year we've made the correct adjustments as the offense coordinator. Holder's done a fantastic job in doing stuff that's going to allow a young quarterback to the ground and do what we're going to be successful at with our athletes out wide and our offensive line that returns a lot of depth. So we've adjusted, kept a lot of the same things, but adjusted our entire offense to fit our personnel again this year. And Coach Holder, as OC, has done a phenomenal job in the offseason in doing that.
Coach, how hard is it to keep Jay on the sidelines during the offense has the ball?
He won't be this year. So him and Colby King, who's not here this year, not here right now. They'll both be in the regular rotation at slot and at wideout. And I think those are our 2 guys that are going to be reckoned with in this league for sure. Colby King, I should have brought him too. He's a heck of a player, and he's changed his whole mindset this offseason, just like a lot of people has. I expect him to have a terrific year.
Jaden, talk a little bit about playing both ways.
Yes, sir. I came back from an injury middle of the season last year, so I wasn't allowed to play offense. But being versatile and being able to play the back end at safety and then help my guys out on offense would be a really big thing for the team. I was always a wideout. I got moved to DB, so I still got stuff in wideout. So happy to showcase my talents at wideout this season.
Everybody good?
I'm good.
Coach, you want to finish up wrap this up real quick? Anybody got else something to say?
What's the one thing you guys love about playing for Oak Mountain so much?
Start out Howard Miles. Mills, sorry.
Really, it's just fan base. Fan base is big. We're all brothers. We've been through, came through up, and we're all hungry for a winning season. That's really it.
I would definitely say our student section, our fan base. But I would just say the brotherhood, and we all have a mindset of knowing we're always going to be the underdog. So it's fun to go out there and prove people wrong.
I'll give it to him in just a second. They've had a heck of a 2 years, and 2 years of growing too. So they've got something to prove this year for sure. And I'm excited time. They got new locker room this year. They got new jumbotron coming. So they got some new things coming up Mountain for them. So exciting year right now.
For me, it's the culture build, because you could just being able to start from the bottom and then build up as a team. Like you could transfer to any school that's better and hope to start there. But it's more fun putting in more practice and stuff that goes into it to build a team that's going to be better and that wants to go to the playoff rather than just going to a team that's already doing it.
Yeah, I gotta say, like the brotherhood of the team. I don't think I've ever been on a team like this close and this like, just like ready to play with each other. That's really it. Just the brotherhood on this team is something special I've never been a part of before.
Yeah, I mean, I would say our team is very close. You know, I moved here last year, and I was welcomed in. I mean, we were all brothers as soon as I got here, and it's still like that. And that's what I love playing here. That's what I love about everything.
Awesome.
Coach, you got any final remarks?
That's it, man. Great day to be an Eagle. Thank you.
Thank you.